Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're very glad to have you. Before we get started, I'll do some quick introductions, show you Acelab for a moment, and then I'll pass it over to Zain and Saul for our presentation. So my name's Kayla. I'm here representing the Acelab team, and we have Zain and Saul here from Olmeck. So in just a moment, I'm going to pull up Acelab and show you very quickly where you can learn more about Olmeck on Acelab. So in just a moment, you should be able to see my screen. Here we are in Acelab. If you're ever looking to do any kind of product research on Acelab, you can use the search bar at the top of the screen. We've got product search, we've got our new AI search. Of course, in this case, searching for a specific manufacturer, you can do so here, as well as any specific resources you're searching for. So here on Olmeck's page, we've got some general information. We've got Saul's contact information for you right here. Value propositions as well as their products for you to explore. So you can click into any one of these product pages here to learn more about the specific product. You can also click this right here to save it to your firm library. That way you have it there for future reference. So yeah, definitely check out their page when you have a moment. I will drop a link to this page in the chat so you can use that as reference. And a couple other housekeeping items to go over today. We will be doing Q&A at the end of the presentation. So if at any point you do have a question, feel free to go to that Q&A button at the bottom of your screen, click that, drop your question there, and we will read out loud and get to as many questions as possible at the end. We will also be doing a webinar poll. So you'll see that pop up in your screen about 3/4 of the way through the presentation. That poll is optional. So if you're not interested in getting any follow-up information after today, just click the X, it'll go away. However, if you would like to get connected to Saul and his team, fill out that poll. We will connect you via a conversation in Acelab. You'll get an email within a couple of days after the webinar coming from a no reply Acelab email address. You can use that to respond, ask specific questions about their products, and continue the conversation there. So keep an eye for that if you do fill out the poll. Last but not least, we will also be doing a post-webinar survey. So after the webinar is over, you'll see that come up on your screen. We definitely appreciate any feedback that you have. So that is all on my end. I will go ahead and pass it over to Zain and Saul to get started with the presentation.
Hi, everyone. Would like to introduce myself first as the founder of Olmeck. So just a very quick overlook on Olmeck. My whole career was in the waterproofing industry, working with manufacturers across a few countries on waterproofing materials, basically all mainly in the liquid segment. And here we have Olmeck, where we manufacture some systems ourselves, and some systems is being imported from Europe. And especially, we're going to talk about the Lava 20 system, which is a very high-end polyurethane system coming from Europe. So it's basically a little bit like a PMMA system, but much better on VOC, and doesn't have that harsh smell that PMMA has, and it's also better in flexibility, and therefore it has a much better freeze-thaw than any other system. So basically, the polyurethane system comes with a primer. We have two types of primer, a regular primer and a moisture block primer. Then it goes resin, fleece resin. I'm gonna just pull up the next page so you should understand. So we have the substrate. This goes basically on all substrates, and like wood, metal, BUR, concrete, almost any substrate, it will adhere. So it goes for new construction and for re-roofing. So you have your substrate, the primer, resin, fleece, resin, and then you have top coats, which is optional, white or any other color at choice. And the white top coat is um, is highly reflective, so it's gonna help a lot for energy savings to cool off the roof. And basically, after some people would like to have like an anti-slip coating on top. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So let me show you like, first of all, we have NOA Miami data approved, not just as a product, but as a full system, roofing system. And we should get very soon the ICCER evaluation report for other just a report saying that whatever we stating, they're behind our product. So I would go further with the next slide just to give you like a little idea. This is a recent project done. They use the recovery board, Securac as a recovery board. They seal the joints and the seams with the lava system and a 4-inch mesh. And then they would go over with the full fleece reinforcement, as you see in here. And that's basically a little short video of how the system is being applied. So basically they put on the Securac, they put the primer on it, seal the joints and penetrations, and they used also vertical. So we have for the horizontal and for the vertical. And this is also a two-component product, means to say it's a part A in an accelerator. So in some cases, you don't need to use the accelerator. If it's excessive heat, we recommend not to use the accelerator because it's going to dry up too fast and the working time is going to be like maybe 10 minutes. And normal temperatures, if you use the accelerator, you're going to have like a half an hour working time on the product and about 3 to 3.5 hours for drying time. So we'll go over to a little bit to another project, what we just recently done. So this is the primer. This is a parking garage above living space. So what we did is we put the primer on it, and then we applied the lava 20. We made all the penetrations nice and clean, and then we put the full system of lava 20 fleece resin. And on top of that, we made an anti-slip system, the cords on top. And this is the finished product, the finished job site. So, and they used a very nice color for the finish. And we use a clear top coat to keep that color nice and sharp. So that being said, I'll just go over.
So we basically have good afternoon all. My name is Zain Abdin. Thank you for Sal hanging to me. So we have basically three systems that are different. So number one, we have the roofing system, which is the Lava 20, which we compete against companies like Sika, uh, polyurethane system. We compete against Kemper, PUR system, which is also polyurethane system reinforced with fleece. And then at the same time, we compete also with companies like C-Plus, John Manville as well. So our product is basically uh, liquid fleece liquid, 90 mils to 110 mils. This will be the 10 mils uh, product for 25-year warranty systems. The good thing about our product is basically the building owners or the contractor have the luxury to put any installation they want, whereas companies like Sika, C Plus, or Kemper, they require their installation, their liquid system that has to be everything. But in our case, our system has contractors and the building owners can play with different types of insulation. We recommend using building code insulation, which is basically our 30 installation minimum for roofing system for new constructions and so on. And then they could go with our liquid system, uh, basically two coats, fleece reinforced in them, and that's the roofing system part. And then we have also vertical system, which Sal mentioned, which we compete against Sika polyurethane system, and we compete against Kemper and C Plus. So our vertical system is very straightforward. It's basically primer, liquid fleece, liquid, and that's pretty much it. And then we have our horizontal liquid system. As you could see in the projects, the vertical, do we have any vertical system out there?
We should have.
Okay, so the vertical system will be for the parapet wall, generally speaking, and then go from there, and so on. Now we move on to the next system, which is the terraces system, uh, which liquid is same, lava 20 liquid system. If the terrace is above I mean, if there's a living space on top, you know, or terrace is above living space, it has to be fully reinforced. So liquid
Mm.
fleece liquid, and then on top, very last will be the aggregate, and then on
Clear.
top of that will be the clear coat to settle the aggregate inside, so the aggregate doesn't move, and so on. And last but least is basically the high traffic parking garage coating system for high traffic areas. Again, if the parking garage is above living space, it has to be fully reinforced as far as the flashing, and at the same time, vertical and horizontal, it has to be reinforced to get the longevity of it, and prevent any leaks and so on, and go from there. And we recommend for high traffic area, if it's outside the parking, if it's parking garage is open, and there's no living space on top of it, we just basically recommend two coats of the first will be the primer, epoxy primer. The ratio between the epoxy primer is 3 to 1, you know and then you would, first of all, you would clear the concrete or clean the concrete to a certain extent that there's no moisture or anything like that. And then we will prime the concrete, and then we'll do two coats of the lava 20, and then aggregate on top if it's a high traffic area, and then go from there. And then the last will be the clear coat to settle the aggregate on top of it. And that's pretty much it. One of the reasons why we say use our product is basically number one, it's more economical. Number two, contractors have the flexibility to use any installation they want, as mentioned before. And then building owners will do the same thing. It's to a point that, it's more economical for both contractor and building owners at the same time. And that's pretty much it as far as that. Our materials are made with polyurethane system. As Saul mentioned, it's very in low VC products. Same technologies as Sika uh, polyurethane system, Camper polyurethane PMMA system, and C-Plus as well. C-Plus tends to have a high LVOC, um, which has a strong smell, but ours is not that much. Also, our products can be used in mechanical rooms to waterproof mechanical rooms as well. And we have detail membrane is basically our detail membrane is like an emergency repair kit system to prevent any leaks for the time being. And then you have with our system, then you go on top of Lava 20 system. And our system can go on any surface, whether it's TPO, SBS system, or concrete deck systems. With TPO systems, all the customers have to do, or building owners, or if they're doing inspections, or contractor is trying to do, code over TPO system, they just basically do one layer of the primer on top of the EPDM or TPO system, and then on top of that, they will do fleece liquid to get a reasonable warranty from us. Same thing goes for SBS systems. Also, it goes for concrete deck system. And we mentioned that we're coming up with another roofing system, which will be designed for plaza deck systems. So our new system that we're bringing in very shortly will be basically a concrete deck, waterproof with our liquid system for between 90 to 110 mils. And then the roofing system will be called Irma roofing system. And then, the concrete will be waterproof. After that, there will be insulation, filter fabric, drainage mat, and then it will be, either pavers or pavers, or it could be a vegetation system on top. And that will be basically 25-year warranty system. As far as the contractors, before they start their work, obviously they have to be approved by Olmeck manufacturer, and then go from there. That's pretty much it. Sal, you have anything to add?
You explained it very well, I think.
All right, should we jump into some questions then? Does that sound
Any
good?
questions?
Let's.
Happy to answer any questions you have.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. So we've got one in the chat. I'll go ahead and read this out. Somebody's asking, how are thicknesses specified and controlled on site during the installation?
So it's basically going by the square footage. So let's say a 25 kg lava 20 would go on 100 square feet on 1 square. So it's pretty much very equal once you follow the square footage per 25 kg.
I'll add
Yeah.
that to that. For a 25-year warranty system, in one bucket of Lava 20, it's all the measurements are based out of European increments, number one. And then for 25-year system, it will be full reinforcement liquid fleece liquid. Each bucket will cover 100 square feet to qualify for 25-year warranty or 20-year system.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right, next question is, do you provide any kind of technical support during the design phase?
If we provide technical support,
Of course. We
Yes.
provide the technical support.
Of course.
From
We provide technical support, not only that, and we also do trainings as well for customers and, whichever they need. Whether it's on their job site or whether it's in their warehouse or wherever they want, we'll do that.
Yeah, and pretty much throughout the whole process, especially to the beginning, we're gonna have with any new contractor we're working with, they always an inspector making sure even after the training that everything goes well on the job site.
I will also add that, first, once the contractors are approved, obviously, before they do any roofing system, we have to inspect the roof first as a manufacturer. And then, there's two types of inspection that has to be done. Number one is a pre-inspection, where the manufacturers come to the job site, look at the condition of the roof. If the roof is in good condition, then we recommend our system and go from there. Number two will be this last inspection after finishing the contractor finishing the job, and we'll inspect the roof in order for either his building owner and the contractor getting the warranty.
Gotcha. Awesome. Thank you. All right. Next question is, are there any specific coastal requirements for high wind or hurricane zones?
As mentioned before, there's you're talking requirements because we have an NOA, Miami-Dade approval as a system, so that's basically a wind uplift, hurricane approved.
Yes, definitely. Awesome. Makes sense. All right. Next
To be
question.
honest with you, Kayla, as far as that question, any
Mhm.
manufacturer, will hesitate to answer that question when it comes to hurricane and so on.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Next question we have is, what are the long-term maintenance requirements and associated costs?
What are the long-term maintenance on that?
Yes.
Well, so the good thing about the polyurethane system, or I should say PU or PMMA system, is the longevity is very high and there's less maintenance of it.
Perfect.
And I'm pretty sure if you come across like C-Plus, PMMA systems, Sika, John Manswell, Kemper system, their system is same as our system, but requires very less maintenance that could last for X amount of years and so on.
Amazing. Yeah, that's great. All right. Next question is there estimated cost per square foot that we can use to compare with competitors?
Estimated square cost per square feet. I would say let's put it on an average of about $4.50, more or less.
Mhm.
No, for roofing system,
Yeah,
it's
roofing.
between $6 to $7 a square foot.
6 to 7 is with the anti-slip.
With the
Yeah.
roofing system, so there's three systems that the price is totally different.
Yeah.
For roofing system, it's between $6 to $7 a square foot with full reinforcement. All the accessories are included. For parking garages, you're looking between $3 to $5 a square foot, and terraces is about the same range.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. That's very helpful. All right. And I think that's our last question for now. If anybody else has any questions, feel free to drop it in there now. We will share the email addresses of the folks who asked these questions as well. So that way you can follow up with a price sheet or something like that for them to further compare costs. But that, like I said, that is the last. Oh, actually, another one came in. So let's get to this question as well. Do you have FM approved testing of your installed roofing systems? What is the maximum wind uplift on your roofing system on a concrete roof deck?
I can get back with that of the we don't have a FM, but we do have from ASTM and the NOA, the Miami-Dade County testing, so I can get back with them with the testing results.
Okay. Wonderful. Yeah, we like I said before, we will share emails so you guys can get connected and yeah, share that answer to that question. So that sounds good. But with that being the last question for now, Zain, Saul, are there any final comments you'd like to make before we wrap things up today?
I want to wish everybody a happy July 4th and looking forward to doing business with you guys.
Definitely, we will. One thing, Kayla, we discussed about yesterday is if any of the clients that need either samples or need any literature or technical data or specification, we will happy to physically give it to them or mail them, which however the clients want them to be. We'll be happy to do so. We have no problem with that. And like I said, our product, why choose our product? Because number one, like I said before, it's most economical. These days, building owners are looking for a cheaper version of it, or I should say, an alternative for, PMMA systems and so on. So to my best knowledge, that our system is up there, competing with different manufacturers, but at the same time, owners have the luxury to play around with whatever uh, installation or rolls or whatever they want to be. They can play around with that. That's not a problem.
Absolutely. Amazing. Thank you guys so much. I think it was a really great presentation. Like I said before at the beginning, we will get you connected. If you did fill out the poll, we will get you connected over Acelab conversation. So everyone, if you did fill that out, look out on your inbox for a email from No Reply Acelab. That you can actually reply directly to that email to begin a conversation with Saul and his team. Otherwise, you can log into your Acelab account. You'll see all those conversations there. And again, it's a great way to get more information on questions or technical installation information, everything that Zain was mentioning. So definitely keep an eye out for that email from us. And again, thank you, Zain and Saul, for a really great presentation. And thank you.
Tyler,
Thank
whole
you.
team and everybody who participate.
Happy 4th of July as well.
Yes, thank you all. We hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.
All the best. Thank you.